Hey guys, it's Pastor Bruce. I learned an important principle in business. It is always better to underpromise and overdeliver than it is to overpromise and underdeliver. This works in every aspect of life, ministry included. And the Apostle Paul, in the beginning of 2 Corinthians chapter 9, almost runs afoul of it. He had used the Corinthians' enthusiasm about the collection for the church at Jerusalem to motivate the churches in Macedonia to give. Now, Paul was sending men to help the Corinthians get their collection together. He was on his way to Corinth as well with representatives from the churches in Macedonia. And the last thing that Paul wanted to see happen was they get there and find the Corinthians running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Paul would have had egg on his face. So would have the Corinthians. It's kind of funny if you think about it. Paul had to be one organized guy, and yet here he is on the brink of overcommitment. Well, Paul was human after all. From verse 6 through the end of the chapter, Paul shows us a number of different truths about giving and generosity. First, he tells us that if you sow sparingly, you'll reap sparingly. Conversely, if you sow plentifully, you'll reap plentifully. People have been trying to shortcut this for thousands of years. And yeah, there may be a time where you get something that you really didn't deserve, but from a spiritual perspective, if you're going to be stingy about it all, you're not going to be blessed. This relates somewhat to the second truth. Even if you do give a lot, to do it grudgingly demonstrates that you have a sparing heart. And that's what God is looking at anyway. Regardless of what's on the table, God sees the stingy heart. He's not pleased with that. Third, God will supply us as we give out of the abundance of His blessings. God does not pour into us so that we can hoard. God pours into us so that we can pour into others. Then He pours more into us so that we can pour more into others. Last, our generosity leads others to ultimately glorify God as we give, and here's the key, in His name. As you and I, who are followers of Christ, have the joy and privilege to touch others' lives and to be able to give from our material wealth. When they ask us, why are you doing this? We can tell them, I'm doing this because of what Jesus did in my life. And so once you have met that physical need, now you can meet the spiritual need they have and share Christ with them and lead them to know Him as their Savior and Lord. And God is glorified. God bless you as you go.